YouTube and Twitch. There we go. And my mic.
What am I allowed to say?
Don't say slurs. Just generally, like, you could say the slurs you're allowed to say. Don't say slurs you're not allowed to say. I think that's pretty straightforward.
I think even on Twitch, that's not gonna fly very well.
That's what my question was. Yeah. Because how does Twitch know what I'm allowed
Twitch
to say?
doesn't.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Twitch has never banned me for Mark saying the N-word, so I think it's okay. Anyways,
Oh, God.
welcome to another special N-word. Special episode of Horsing Around.
Murky.
I haven't had anything yet. That's the crazy part.
Murky,
Yeah.
stop calling me your special.
I know, that's not what I was saying. All right.
That sounds like
Special
exactly what
episode
you
of
said.
Horsing Around, a dumbass cast. I'm your host as always, Nicholas Mercadante, and with me today I have three lovely guests. If you'd like to introduce yourselves.
I'm Kyle. I was there at the beginning ish.
Mm-hmm.
I've been
An OG.
Appropriate reactions in chat.
Wait. Oh, how do I view chat?
You gotta watch our streams, Colin.
Oh,
turns out.
Turns out you actually have to watch people on Twitch.
I'm
Yeah.
configuring my keyboard.
All right.
Hold on.
There's
Anyway,
two
that's
other people.
Colin.
There's two other lovely guests I have with
Yeah.
me today. If you'd like to introduce yourselves.
Hello, I'm Tori. Also, Dawn Shadow X3 on Twitch. Follow, like, and subscribe.
And-
Hey, I'm Mark. I'm also Donna X Shadow.
You got it. Got it in one. Perfect.
You have Dawn X Shadow.
Mhm.
Dawn
Go
Sha-
follow,
yeah.
like, and subscribe.
I'm actually Spawn Shadow 123 on.
Oh,
Oh.
You're my child? Oh my god.
What the
I'm
hell?
sorry.
My son.
What was the word I fallen for?
Yeah, it's actually crazy how we're gonna have the entirety of the Hamilton soundtrack on as.
Yeah, that's our backing
the
track
year,
for
right?
our discussion here. Yeah, we're bringing Hamilton back for the 10th year in a row or whatever. I don't remember. Did that come out in 2016? This is probably not.
I don't know,
Maybe
but
if
there's
it's
a
not 10
giant
years old,
fucking
it's coming
poster.
up.
We're gonna
There's
go
a
see it in 2 weeks.
Oh fuck! I
There's a giant
forgot
poster
about
outside
that.
of my house for it.
Oh, for them coming through. Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
Anyways, we are talking about music, not Hamilton or musicals, but we are talking about our favorite albums of the year of our Lord 2024. And we all picked three that we gave each other listens to get ourselves up to speed. Picks. There is some overlap on some of the picks that y'all made and what I would have probably put in my third place spot, but to give you guys those ones, and also I did listen to this one a lot, was Brando Stone and the New World by Childish Gambino, which is, I believe, their final album under that name. I think they're retiring the Childish Gambino name after this album. They did another album this year, so they did two. One was kind of like a cleanup of some like unfinished tracks that they put out during COVID. And that one was pretty good too, but this one was a movie tie-in, and I think I remember from Santano's review of it or something that they were saying that the 3005 album, and like the one that Sweatpants came off of and stuff, the EP that they did with him, the pink shirt, was also supposed to be a concept for like a narrative. There was supposed to be some kind of like either movie or short film that was supposed to kind of tie into that project, but that never got off the ground. So now that he's much bigger and has the resources, I guess, to fund projects like that, or at least get them to the right people to get them funded, he made a movie called Brando Stone in the New World. I think it's the same name. And so this album ties into that, and I think he's playing like this artist by a different name in the movie, and then these songs are kind of supposed to be songs that he made as that character.
Is
But
it kind
he's
of like
publishing
a
them at the
Gorillaz type thing? Like the artist isn't the real person artist; it's this fictional
I
thing.
think so, maybe something like. But the bottom line is that like it's just a lot of good vibes. I know, I don't know. I definitely can catch some of the Kanye influences that Gambino
Whoa.
has on his
Whoa.
tracks. Yeah, okay, not those influences. All right.
Whoa.
There's a lot of shit that sounds kind of similar to Yeezus era Kanye, and I don't know. I like that shit a lot back when I really got into him a couple of years ago. And hearing Childish's spin on that is pretty cool. I'm a big fan of Lithonia and Dadvocate are all pretty good, but like the whole thing.
Lithonia a lot.
Yeah, Lithonia, fucking nobody gives a fuck is a banger. And I don't know, just like a lot of it's just solid Gambino. Some of it sounds more like his newer stuff. Some of it kind of sounds like his older stuff. So it kind of feels like a nice, I don't know, last hurrah for him. As I don't know if he's done making music or if he's just gonna do a different like artist name down the road. But you know, at least for closing out Gambino's run, a pretty solid way to do it, I'd say. So I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on it, but that was my number 3 pick.
His next name is also going to be random generated on that website.
Is that how he came up with the artist name?
Yeah, I can't remember. No, that's how he came up with Childish Gambino.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Donald Glover just went to some website and picked it out.
I forget what it was like. It's like a Find Your Harry Potter like Patronus type thing. It wasn't Harry Potter, but it was like that's like the format of a name in some form of fiction that I can never remember what it is.
Okay. Well, yeah, I don't know. Maybe
why he's carrying that chicken on the goddamn album.
I like it. I love that chicken. That's nice.
Where did he get that chicken from?
I want to.
Did he catch it himself? You think, or you think he like pulled up to the photo shoot? Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go into the forest with this chicken.
Paid somebody to catch it for him.
Exactly. Yeah, then handed it off to him for the shoot. I could actually do.
I almost bought those pineapple shorts that he has. I almost bought them.
Oh? Is it just like from some generic retailer or was it like purchase? Oh, okay.
I got it on Instagram, man. It could be a similar thing, but they are familiar to me.
Yeah, I want to watch this movie at some point because like the movie itself seemed kind of interesting as its own thing, but I really don't know much about it outside of whatever little blurbs we got from in the track interstitials.
So is this the last album? This last of like the Childish Gambino albums. So we have like him stopping, and then The Weeknd stopping soon, and
The Weeknd has one more in that like trilogy, right? Because Afterlife was
this one. Like the one coming out like on the 26th.
Oh shit! Okay. I didn't know that it was so soon, but that's fucking all right.
I didn't know The Weeknd was done.
It's next week.
Is he gonna be going into making more apparently terrible TV shows after this, or do we just not know?
You made a TV show?
He's like starring in a TV show.
What's it? I didn't know that.
I don't remember what it's called. Do you know, Mark?
Yeah.
It wasn't good. Whatever it was not good. But yeah, I guess multiple projects are coming to a close. I mean, it's been over a decade for both of them at this point, or maybe coming up on 2 decades. So they're looking to change pace. I guess now's the time to do it. But yeah, that's my number 3 pick, third best album of the year for me. Tori, what do you got for your number 3?
Okay.
All right, everybody, hear me out. Everybody, hear me the fuck out.
Okay, we're listening.
It's the Taylor Swift album.
That's
my third place. That's my third place.
But that means it beat every other album that you listened to. It beats so yes, Outlaw. It is Dead Poet Society is number 3.
Yeah, no, Tortured Poet Society, and it was
Tortured Poets.
You don't even know.
Department. You don't even know. You're wrong. Anyway. So this album, it's Taylor Swift. What can I say? This is some classic, absolutely the most unhinged Taylor Swift that Taylor Swift has ever unhinged. And it was great.
We got the boys play Grand Theft Auto line in chat.
Listen, y'all acting like people who have never been touched while your bros play Grand Theft Auto. Okay.
I guess you're right.
Try not to talk about the times when I get touched.
Listen. I'm putting it out there. It's on main now. It's relatable, just not for y'all. Okay. This is some peak, absolute peak like rotting in the wake of like a failed 6-year relationship, a messy hookup situationship, and then finding who she is currently, like that's the love of her life so far. It is an album that covers all of those eras of her life, and a lot of those eras very relatable for people. It's honestly banger listening through it and just getting angry and feeling something. It's great. I've listened to it nonstop. It's fantastic. What does that say about me? We don't know.
I just can't relate to any of those things. So.
No, of course you can't. Of course you can't. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to. It's probably a good thing that you can't. A lot of people can relate. A lot of people can relate.
That's true. That's true.
I guess, like, and I don't want to just harp on this too long, because we've already had endless conversations about this going back and forth on it, during when it came out last year. But, like, I don't know. I have a hard time getting in the headspace where I'm like, okay, Taylor Swift is going through this. Taylor Swift is what was the line about the, something about the asylum you put me in. What was that line?
The asylum where where they raised me. You
wouldn't last an hour in the
the asylum where you raised me. Girl, you got fucking, like, into this industry from your connections and then are now a billionaire. I'm just having a dissociation between the artists.
That's insane.
A lot of it, but I can't lie. I did DNF the album.
That's okay. That's all right.
I listened to a lot of it.
You to like it. That's okay. I don't listen to very many albums all the way through. This is one of the few albums that I listen to pretty consistently. I am a Swiftie. It makes sense.
I am so happy that there's music out like this for you, so that just like us other people don't gotta listen to it.
That doesn't mean anything.
Well, it's like AJR. Like, I'm so glad for those people.
Not the AJR drop.
And to have
Nick was watching me skip AJR literally yesterday.
I just say I'm glad that there's like a Hobo Johnson, AJR, Taylor Swift group out. That
the ironic thing is I like all these people.
Putting them all in the same boat.
In one little corner.
No, that's kind of insane. I don't think you could put AJR.
Now you know how I feel.
I don't think you could put AJR and Hobo Johnson at the same level of Taylor Swift. Like, I'm not gonna go to bat for her.
No, definitely not.
Oh my god.
But like, they're in the same level of like the types of the apathy that I feel when I listen to the music. Is in that same...
yeah.
I will say, Taylor Swift is not the genre, not the artist that I would expect relates to any of you.
What the fuck does that mean?
Y'all are simply not the demographic.
No. Say what you want to say. Don't do it.
The demographic is set.
All Tori's trying to say is that she understands that when people would, talk about what decade they'd want to go back to, that we probably wouldn't say the 1830s, but without the racism.
Oh my god.
Listen,
y'all heard on Taylor Swift lyrics. The lyrics that y'all listen to are just as unhinged.
Listen,
don't get on my case about that.
I love sad white women music, man.
Billy's lyrics are masterful.
I had Lana Del Rey like somewhere up there on my last year's list. Like Lana Del Rey's album. I like sad white women music. It's just the Taylor Swift kind.
Yeah, I have to agree with
I have a bit of
I do like sad white women stuff in general. Just not this.
Just not this. Just not this.
Oh
y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get it.
We just don't get it.
You like
you
it
just
though,
don't get it.
I was worried that there was not a reason for it to exist. And I'm glad that it exists to make someone happy. Like utilitarianism.
Oh my God.
The utilitarianism of Taylor Swift music.
I had the time of my life at the Eras Tour screaming this album. It was the best concert I've been to. It was great. Yes, that is all. That is all. It is my third pick.
Good.
And who is out? Who is?
Yeah, who? I do gotta ask. Were there any honorable mentions of yours that were like in the running below that third place pick that it got beat out?
I don't know.
Just real quick.
What albums came out last year? I'm not really sure. Did Brat come out last year? I didn't like
Brat-
Brat.
It did.
Brat did come out
I
last
don't
year,
like
but you
Brat.
you didn't
What?
like Brat.
No, I don't like Brat.
Not a Brat
I'm
enjoyer.
seeing-
I'm seeing.
She's not into
Charlie
the
and June,
electronica
and I
stuff.
actually
Like,
I
that makes
don't
sense.
like electronica. Yeah, I was
What?
like
I
those
love
lyrics. The
electronica.
lyrics are repetitive. The beats are repetitive.
Dude,
It's
lyrics
a lot
are
of the same-
repetitive is the issue that you have with the music, Miss Taylor Swift fan. I'm sorry. I can't.
They're repetitive for Taylor Swift.
Maybe not this specific Tortured Poets album. But I can't. No, I can't even still with this because the concepts are the exact same. What do you mean?
It's a lot of repetition. It's a lot of just electronica.
I think we are leveling that is something we are experiencing when we listen to Tortured Poets. This is society.
If
it's
she had
the
put
issue.
beeps and boops to the Tortured Poets Society, I would have it higher. I would
Exactly. I don't
like if it
care.
had the
I don't
Brat
care for
boop-
beeps and
boops. Like
I
if
don't
it
care
went
for
do
beeps
do
and
do
boops.
do do do, like playing Fortnite, which
Dude.
It is.
Dude,
I would like
Down
it.
Bad has some great beeps and boops.
Yeah, I
Down Bad has
will.
great beeps and boops. I could do it with a broken heart. Great beeps and boops. It is synth pop. It's synth pop.
I do
which is
catch
ironic,
that.
'cause
Yeah.
I don't like that. I do not like that genre. I still like this album.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot more synth poppy, like picking up a little bit of the retro wave kind of going into it, but I just didn't feel like there was anything, I don't know, anything I hadn't heard before going on in it, but like I get where you're getting your kicks from the lyrics and the stories.
So
And,
that's like that. This is the Swiftie coming in. That's what I like about this album. A lot of the previous albums have she's tried to do different things, and good for her for that.
Uh-huh.
Some of it from the criticism from the media, who are saying she just does the same thing over and over. She needs to do something new. That's fine. She did some cool stuff that was new. I didn't like most of that stuff. I skipped probably like 4 or 5 of her albums because I was like, I don't really care for them, and I don't care
That's
for
how I
what she's
felt
doing here. This
during
album
Human. She did
feels a
that
lot
much
more
more.
like her newer stuff or her older stuff. Her like older stuff, just more polished and still synth wavy. Or it's not synth wavy, but like synth poppy. So it is, the lyrics are more like her older songs. The beats are newer compared, or like more like her more recent albums. And that's what I like about it. I like that it's not anything new. If I
sure.
wanted something new, I'd go find new music.
I think Jack.
But I
like Taylor Swift.
Like 18 albums worth of these beats just sitting in his closet to throw at Taylor Swift so he can go and do other shit.
And he
For the
can
rest of
he
his
can
life.
he can serve it on a platter for me. I will chow it down. I do not give a shit.
Well, I'm
It is
glad
a-
too because it means that Jack Antonoff gets to go work on like other stuff.
Yeah, he can do
He
other
seems
stuff
to-
as long as he keeps feeding me that.
gets
I
gets
don't- I
a
just don't
fat
think he
paycheck.
puts in a lot of effort into the Taylor Swift albums, which like is a little unfair to Taylor Swift, I think. But that seems to be what y'all like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, he did the Taylor's version for what 1980,
1989.
1989, and I heard that was like kind of. Did you like that, or were you a fan more of the original?
I liked a lot of the Vault songs. I am more of a fan of the original. I like a lot of the original albums just because they're crunchier. I think a lot of the re-releases are cleaner, and that's just kind of how a lot of new music is leaning. We have that complaint about a lot of artists that we listen to. It's like, no, they're moving too clean. It's not crunchy anymore. It doesn't have that like raw feeling.
Yeah.
That happened to a lot of Taylor's
Oh
albums.
my god, I can't wait
The
to talk
only
about my
reason I
number
really-
one pick.
Yeah, I think the only reason I listen to like her newer stuff is just because, fuck the old record label. But
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, Murky's, your picks were crunchy as hell.
Yeah.
your picks are crazy. Holy shit.
I was like, it was like a crunch bar.
Yeah, it was a delicious, delicious crunch bar.
Yeah,
But all right,
good.
Tortured Poets Department, not Society. We didn't call it the right name
Society.
for like this entire discussion. Tortured
I
Poets
call it.
Department as Tori's
Respect, Colin. Respect.
number 3 pick, a comfort album.
I'll hate on it, but I'll respect it. I'll give it the correct name.
Mhm.
All right, Colin, what's your number 2 or number 3 pick?
My number 3 pick is Digital Nightmare by Twerp, formerly known as Tupperware Remix Party. But then they
Hell yes.
got DMC Aid. What's the
Oh,
they
because
got,
you
like-
can't be Tupperware?
Yeah, because Tupperware.
Really?
You can't call yourselves that. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So now they're just TWRP or Twerp.
Mm-hmm.
But they started. I really like them. The first time I saw them is I went to MagFest. And I saw them as the backing band for Ninja Sex Party, and I was like, "These guys are awesome. This is sick." And I've just been following them for a while. I really like the funk that they have, and I like their lyric. I like the Talkbox lyrics a lot. Like I think that's really really fun.
Yeah.
And also like as a band, it's different than the Gorillas, but they're kind of similar. Like they all play characters on stage and they would take their masks off and stuff, kind of
right.
Like yeah, and so like but
bro, rip to that guy in the fucking fursuit on stage.
Yeah, dude,
that's gotta
I don't know how
be
the fuck he does that. And
terrible.
I'm pretty sure he's the drummer or the bassist. He's the bassist. The drummer's the robot dude.
Yeah, I mean the robot's probably still kind of heavy too,
Yeah,
and like
same.
not breathable too much. So
Yeah,
that's crazy.
This album is all about like the weird, awkward period where the internet was first starting to exist. Like the songs about like oh my god, we can video chat online now, or like come meet me on the web, bro. Like that kind of vibe, and I like it. And there's also some like consumerist like commentary, like oh we have to keep making content for you. It's just like it's like we got to keep chucking out content and shit like that. I don't know. I like it. I like the music more than the message, but I think the consistent vibe of the album is really really nice. It
It's
never
fucking
like wavers from that.
Yeah,
that,
it's
like,
fucking
theme.
funky. Like we were
Yeah.
talking when Tori and I were listening to it. It was just like in a Daft Punkless world that we live in now. I'm still. It's not really like that close to Daft Punk, but it has like influences from there that I fuck with heavily, and the influences that they were based on as well as like same influences that they were working with this album. Good vibe.
Yeah, I like it. I also really like they like sometimes go into like rock for like Firewall. Like Firewall is kind of more rocky than funky, and I really like that too.
Yeah.
My favorite is definitely a split between the two most popular ones, which is A Human's Touch and Online. Both of those are really, really good. But I also do like Dance Floor Cold War. It's goofier, but I think it's fun.
Yeah, it's a very fun album.
I do think it's not their best album. I think their best album is Together Through Time, by far, though. That's got all of their hits, and it's just so perfect.
Yeah, I remember really liking that one. Phantom Racer goes fucking hard.
Racer's on that one.
Starlight Brigade, yeah.
Synthesizer is on that one. And then my personal favorite twerp song ever, Life Party, is on that one.
I saved Life Party as well, yeah. That's
nice. I love that song so much. It's just so like, wow, can you believe we're alive? Isn't this awesome, you guys? And I'm like, wow. Yes!
Good, we're alive.
It's a good
no, it's just they're very like happy and stuff. I don't know. It's a nice change from a lot of the other music I listen to.
Some hopecore in there.
Yeah, there's
more upbeat stuff
shit they've got. Yeah.
That's nice.
Anyway, those are my twerp thoughts. I really like them.
What were you saying, Mark?
I just said they're hope-pilled and future-mogged.
They are. They really are. Mm-hmm. You know what? We gotta respect that.
Synthesizer. It's synthesize space HER, and it's about like just building a robot girlfriend. I'm pretty sure. But it's such a bop. It's so good.
Twerp is one of my friend's favorite bands, and I haven't listened to too much of their music before this album, and this album has sold me.
And that's due Together Through Time for your next album. I think that's their magnum opus. Over the Top's pretty good too. And they've got a ton of collabs with Ninja Sex Party and just like Band in general, and those are all really really nice. Like Starlight Brigade's I think the best one, but the hit is also a nice like cool funky one.
Yeah, I love the hit. Oh my god. Like that's just fucking that's amazing,
classic, like
fun synth poppy kind of heavy on vocoders and that kind of thing. I'm sorry, I can't forget the time that I heard you, or it was you and a friend of ours from CSH.
Dude, I'm so pissed about this.
I went to a show with you, and you did not even know that they walked out of the show because they disliked it that much.
They went after the dinner, and then they were like debating just Ubering home without me. It was like a 45-minute Uber drive.
Oh my god!
Yeah, they were just.
because it was Twerp and the Proto Men, and I love both of them. I just hadn't like listened to as much Proto Men as Twerp, and Proto Men were the opener. But jokes on fucking them because they came back out to do Phantom Racer because Phantom Racer is Proto Men and Twerp together. And so they missed that because that's the band that they really wanted to see, and they did.
They were interested in Proto Men, but then they didn't like
I was
Twerp.
interested mainly in Twerp.
Okay.
And so they came, saw the opener, and were like, "Well, bye." I'm still pissed about that.
Yeah, no, it's just a funny fucking story.
So funny.
But good pick. Good pick. Mm-hmm. All right. Mark, what you got for your third place album of the year?
Yeah. So for my third place, I have Blue Lips by Schoolboy Q. This is his first album since 2019. And this album I think is just, and like as soon as like I heard it, like the first listen through of it, I was every song I was like, okay, I'm feeling this shit. Like it, like maybe the album isn't like a super deep album or anything like that, but the beat selection on this is insane. I think that like it starts out really well with the first 5 songs. Like I think
I think it front loaded a lot. I really like the first 5.
Yeah, there's a lot of like some of it's like I don't know how to explain. Like some of the tracks are annoying, but in a way that like I want them to be. Something about just hearing like Schoolboy Q and Rico Nasty just like yell the same thing on the track over again, and just have an entire chorus just be pop nigga pop nigga. Like it works so well. I don't have too many like deep insights into this album. I really liked listening to it, and it ended up like every time that I would get in the car and like go drive, I'm like, you know what I want to listen to? I want to just like play this. I just want to I want to hear them. Yeah, and like I think a lot of the albums that this year that I wanted to hear were just like a bunch of angry stuff. It was people being angry. And this fits really well in.
Yeah, no, it's just solid track after track. Like I think I started saving them, and then I don't know if we got caught because we were listening to it initially on a road trip into upstate New York, and definitely was like saving everything up to like the first 6 or 7 songs, and I stopped for a bit, and but then I picked back up on like the last 3: Time Killers, Pig Feet, and Smile. Oh, that's not Childish Gambino? No, it's Childish Major. But like those were good, and I'm pretty sure if I go back and listen to it all again and like actively listen enough to like save the shit that I'm into, I'm probably gonna be saving most, if not all, of this, because it just is like just really solid shit all the way through. That kind of angry vibe.
It simply just bangs. It's just
bangs.
Bangs.
That's what you look for in an album of the year. Anyone has any other thoughts on that? Move on to our runners up for the year.
Real quick, would you like a drink break?
Yeah, thanks. All right, let's get into our number 2 album here. Cheers. Here's to feeling good all the time.
I didn't know that we were supposed to bring alcohol, so
you don't have to bring alcohol. You can drink responsibly as you please.
You can take an edible or smoke a joint instead.
How'd you put a magic arm behind that counter? Behind you.
My magic moderator screen.
Blueberries.
Oh, yeah, I saw that in the background too. Yeah. I didn't want to say anything, but I'm glad I'm not the only one that noticed Tori's putting on some Coco Melon in the background.
I didn't notice that until I like got focused on the background by the arm.
Yeah,
nobody saw the porn I put on.
What?
Oh shit.
Tori, please don't get me banned from Twitch for real. I'm begging you. The setup we have enables her to use the reflection of the TV we have here to put stuff from her monitor into the background of my fucking stream.
Love.
It's great.
Yeah, I'll take the Coco Melon over fucking porn, I guess.
Well, I think fucking porn is a little bit like you don't need to say it.
Yeah, that's kind of a double.
You can just say porn. You don't need to say fucking porn.
Anyways. I actually liked your analysis of just needing some angry shit to listen to with the
I was gonna say that vibes
School by
with
Q
Moby's choices.
Yeah, my second choice, or my second pick, second place pick was the new JPEG Mafia album. I lay my life down for you, and it kind of goes. It has like a whole. I feel like kind of an arc to it of going like getting really into it and then mellowing out towards the end. But I gotta say, especially after scaring the hose and then listening to this, and also just listening to both JPEG's and Danny Brown's backlog of like catalog of things, I'm just Peggy pilled now. Like, I'm probably also Danny Brown pilled, but like definitely JPEG Mafia pilled because like the shit that they're working with, what they're cooking, is crazy, and it's in that same vein. I think I said it like when we were talking albums of the year last year, and I was bringing up scaring the hose. Like, it's just a sound that is not something I've heard quite like it before, and I don't know if I'll ever hear anything quite like it again outside of more JPEG Mafia stuff. He just has, I don't know, he's got his hands in so many different pots of like the rock and also the synth and like really almost like, I don't know if industrial is the right word, but like how fucking crunchy things get in the course of this album.
Almost like not on professional mics at points.
JPEG Mafia
I love
put like a sample in that's like the sound of a giraffe in the back of like a Scarface movie that was playing in like the next room over in an anime, and like it will be like 3 seconds of that looped 7 times over in deep fried, and then that's the beat.
And it's such a good beat, and it goes so hard.
Curious how people find samples. Like
I am
that.
so
It's
glad
so
that we
interesting
have one of. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that out loud.
Wait. Oh, all right.
I think that it's really cool that we have certain types of people that can just like every once in a while just pop up and focus real hard on one subject and go crazy on it and just have this insane shit just to push everyone else forward. It's very nice.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. But like fucking, I think Sin Medeo is, or Sin Miedo, is on my top 10 like finds of the year. And just I don't know, it, you guys know the fucking gif of like the dog in somewhere in, I think, South or Latin America that's just like doing the like the butt wiggles and
Brazil.
Yeah, okay, Brazil dog.
Brazil.
Yeah, and like the fucking breakdown that occurs in Sin Miedo, to like when when it comes in, it's like an electronica kind of thing that goes so hard it makes me just like imagine that dog in my brain, and that's just me when I'm listening to that song. I don't know, it goes down so hard, and then they also have like the guitar licks towards the end, and that's just like the blend of all these different things that I don't know if I've ever heard them work so well together before. But like, and then it's just
like I don't even know if it does go together well. Like
I don't know.
Like,
yeah,
maybe
maybe
at some point you're just like trusting that is like at a certain point you kind of just have to trust him that it does go together well.
Yeah,
your brain will mash it together. And one of the songs on another album that we'll talk about later is very much like that. The first time you listen to it, you're like, "What the fuck is happening here? I don't know." Like you're like, "This is." Is there a pocket on this beat for someone to rap inside? But it works.
They make it work. By God, they make it work.
They do make it work.
Yeah,
it's meeting Kanye this year that year that did it.
What?
Meeting Kanye for like being on Vultures 2. I think he was on.
Who was on Vultures 2?
Vultures 2.
Somebody later on our list, or
no,
it was not J. Was it JPEG?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh no, Peggy, what are you doing? Get out of there! Oh no, but yeah, I mean, and also like the fucking features on this album go crazy. The fucking JPEG Ultra, I think, is probably my favorite with Denzel Curry. I think I listened to the Denzel Curry album, and I think that was also something I really enjoyed. So I should probably just listen to more Denzel Curry. But yeah, like front to back, just like pretty fucking heavy stuff. And also there's a song, I guess I don't have like many lyrics to pull up specifically. I do remember the opening for the album being like I don't remember the basketball player's name, but he opens this album by saying, "If I was a basketball player, I'd be like Steph Curry or somebody, but worse." It's just like, okay, thank you for that. Very cool. He has a track called Jihad Joe, which I'm pretty sure is in ties to Joe Biden, because he drops bars about the IDF and
Dude, yeah, I was listening to it at work and I was like,
yeah, no, he's pretty fucking bass. We love to see that from him.
Bass Peggy.
Yeah. And then the
peg down to the bass.
what was the other track I remember?
Ex-Military, I've really enjoyed. Also.
Ex-Military is very good.
Yeah.
There was the slow song that he does towards the end. Either On or Off the Drugs. Is like the slower song that is like that could go on his next playlist. It is just a very smooth kind of loop and vibe and beat, and I love it very much. But yeah, I'm fully Peggy pilled, and if you're into I think that's kind of, I realized, like, as I was making my picks for this year and thinking back on what I did last year, like, there's definitely still should be some things that I recognize that, like, in genres that I'm usually into that give it a boost, but I really just like hearing, I don't know, things I haven't heard before, new sounds and, like, new twists on stuff that I am familiar with in ways that are, like, exciting. And I think that kind of hits.
That's kind of the reason I wanted to do this, is so I could hear like good things that I knew my people that I like also like that I just didn't know. Yeah.
Anyways, all right. I spent enough time glazing Peggy. But yeah, so that's my number 2 pick. Tori, what do you got for second best album of the year?
All right, my second best, Cowboy Carter.
Now
also,
this
may not be too popular, because I know a lot of people do not like country music, but fuck it, I love country music. Goddamn. And Beyonce knocked it out of the park. She got absolutely snubbed with no country music award. Unfortunately,
that is a crime.
Surprising.
She didn't get anything for that?
She got
nothing.
Out of
everything I heard from you, that was by far my favorite. Like, I thought that
really?
would, like, make it on my top, like,
One of them was the Taylor Swift album. So.
hey, my first pick is not. My first pick. Oh, you didn't
no,
like
I'm saying, like, for Colin to say that, like, by far it was the best. It was, like, one
That's
out
more
of
of an
2.
insult to Sabrina Carpenter.
Listen, I like Sabrina. I feel like this
I like
album,
some of the Sabrina songs.
Yeah, what the fuck does she know about cameras?
I mean, she's doing a good job with them, but I think that it's great.
I really like it. Wait, you continue, and then I'll talk about what I like.
Yeah. I want to hear y'all's opinions, because I loved Cowboy Carter. I am so happy that the music industry is leaning back into, like, a lot of traditionally country artists are doing country work. And Beyonce, she's from Texas, right?
Yeah,
she's from.
This is the first time I've ever
I don't know if
Beyonce.
I don't know if she's Austin or somewhere else. Maybe she's Dallas, but she is from
Houston.
Texas somewhere.
But anyway, like, she was knocked it out of the park with this album.
Houston or Dallas,
that she wasn't nominated for country music awards. Obviously, it's
gonna
probably racial bias.
Probably.
Probably.
According to Outlaw, the CMAs are hella racist. So
the CMAs are hella racist. Yeah,
we'll have a
CMAs
woman president before we have Beyonce getting a country music.
That's a fucking crime. She fucking deserved it. I can't believe that Post Malone also made a country album this year and he got nominated. I'm so mad.
Dude, the Post
honestly,
Malone
Beyonce's
country
is
album,
so much better. Actually, that's another one that was, like, close to making it on my list. I didn't really like the album that much. I like some of the songs, but not the
I
whole
like
album.
MEXCIO, and that's it.
Because it has Billy motherfucking Strings on it.
My Billy, he's on that chalk.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, it did really well, like, on a lot of other charts, and, like, oh god, I just wish more people talked about it. It's so fucking good. It's great country music. And she gives callbacks to other, like, black country artists who often don't get talked about because racial bias, and I'm like, that's so stupid because it's good.
Yeah.
It's more of a testament to how popular I think Beyonce is. That even with all that she can still have a pretty well-known album.
I think, that's it. And I think she uses that platform a lot to kind of, like, bring up other names of, like, erased artists, basically. And I'm glad she does
so
that because
frustrated.
it's so fucking frustrating. My god, I'm so mad. Like this album is number 2 for me. I didn't like listen to it repetitively throughout this year, but it definitely left an impact on my brain. And I'm hoping it left an impact on the genre as a whole.
I agree. I was personally listening to I wrote down the ones I listened to on repeat. I listened to Bodyguard, I think American Requiem, Flamenco, and yeah, and the Jolene. What would you call that? Because it's not a cover. The lyrics are different.
It's just like a reimagining, or like I don't know.
Are we going down? Are we talking about?
No, we don't have to go down this fucking rabbit hole. But like, I know what you're saying.
I think.
Yeah,
it would be like an interpolation.
No, but yeah, no, I really like the Jolene. I love Bodyguard. That's my favorite on the album for sure, though.
I love Beyonce's voice. I listen to Levi's Jeans repetitively, and Two Most Wanted mostly are the two that I really listen to. 16 Carriages is great. The Blackbird cover is great. Jolene is great. All of it's great. I don't know why I'm just gonna list the whole fucking album if I start talking.
Like I can't imagine. Like I guess I would hate to run into the.
Oh, Mark,
you're cutting out.
Oh, hello.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
you're back.
I cannot fathom as to why Beyonce wants to keep running into this wall over and over again.
If it's what she loves, like,
and people who do not.
Yeah.
I feel like
she's set.
If
she's set and she wants to do something she enjoys, that's what I would do.
It just I can't imagine that that you get anything back from it for doing so much work for people who do not.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like she's making a space, hopefully. Like it's probably gonna take a while to see the seeds of that, but like I mean, going back to 2019 with Old Town Road, like I think that was probably huge for just breaking the space into a little bit with like letting more Black artists get into the country space. It's still obviously a long way to go, but like seeing that there is an audience for that and like it can be fostered, and having a fucking Beyonce album also like kind of taking the lead on that seems like I don't know, hopefully seeing more of that forward progress in the future. And like if that's what she wants to keep doing, then I think we're gonna be all better off for it.
If anyone could do it, it's Beyonce. But like, I mean, Lil Nas X isn't really doing much right now.
That's
true.
But to be honest, if he drops a new album, I feel like it would be pretty popular.
I mean, have y'all listened to Shabuzi? I don't know if y'all listen to Shabuzi.
I don't know if
He also
Shabuzi
does. Okay. Oh shit, I got some music to send you later. Yeah, he's another Black, not necessarily country, but he does a lot of country songs and folk songs that are really fun.
Well, apparently, according to Outlaw, they gave something to Shabuzi at the CMAs, so
yeah,
there's something there.
Shabuzi's pretty great, but
I like the name.
I mean, honestly, it's great there. The music's fucking. I'm gonna send some stuff in Music Channel later. It's fucking great.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, I'm just like, I'm glad that she's doing what she wants to do, and I like that's my issue with like the country genre, right? It's like I say I like country music, people are like racist fucking genre, and I'm like, the genre's full of racist fucking people, but god damn it, the music is so good. I feel like that doesn't.
There is good music to be found in there when the people making the music are talking, not just one. Like I think the racism problem is number one, but like the second biggest problem is just the repetitiveness of everything, which then like becomes a self-fulfilling thing with the racism, where it's just like, oh, the country music like genre, you need to be talking about traditional family values and stuff to be part of your songs to be considered good country music. But it's just like
it's saturated with that bullshit, unfortunately. But that isn't like what necessarily country is. I don't know how to defend it very well, but like there is country music that doesn't cater to just that repetitive nature. There are lots of different songs with lots of different topics by lots of different artists, and unfortunately a lot of it just gets watered down.
I'll be talking about one
red
of them.
truck and boots and dirts and women in the kitchen.
I love all of those songs. I mean, I really like
Boots in the kitchen.
I listen to a lot of like country music because I mean, like I lived in the South, and I don't know. At a certain point, It's like, well, if you're gonna put so much effort into it and it's gonna push you out like that, let it die. Leave it alone.
That's
If
fair.
it,
I can understand that sentiment.
Yeah, I do like what Outlaw's saying here. Where there's just a lot of black country music, and regardless of white people acceptance, black people can continue to make and consume the art. So I think there's hopefully a growing audience for it, but there is an audience for it regardless. And like again, the bottom line I think is if she wants to make it, then Godspeed, and it's good.
That's what I'm doing.
That we just benefit to boot. But yeah, of like picks from this album that I really liked. I think I'm a big Levi's Jeans enjoyer. I might be influenced by what you're listening to more often, Tori, but yeah, Spaghetti, honestly, a really good like kind of mix up of fusion of like more traditional hip hop and rap stuff with country elements, which I really liked a lot. And Texas Hold'em, and 16 Carriages stuff.
man, you would have loved the early 2000s. Country rap was exploding.
Oh boy,
you had white boys in the trucks rapping.
Not like that. Not like that.
Wait a second.
Wait.
Whoa.
Yeah. But all right, yeah, that's your number 2 pick is Cowboy Carter. Colin, what you got? Number 2.
All right, I have Flight B741 by the lovely King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. This is their wait, I forget the number. Hang on.
They've been doing like almost an album a year. It feels like
Maybe I've just been... In 2022 they did a month with 3 albums. I think.
Whoa, Jesus Christ!
I forget exactly if that's the number, but it was a lot. This is
damn.
their 26th studio album.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
And it's this good?
Yeah. And most of their albums, like I would rate this mid-range for them.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's really good, but compared to their other work, it's mid-range. But
wow.
Like it's not really as much of a concept album as their other albums. It's like very rocky, like very like 70s, 80s rock. But it's got like a lot of like cool vocals in it too, which I really like. But it also is I don't know. I think it's very thematically cohesive as well. Like it's all about like adventure, like flight, like saying like letting go of your troubles, that kind of thing. Like all the lyrics are sort of like iffy about that. Like especially at the very last track, Daily Blues, that kind of like ties it all together. But then like Raw Field, Mirage City, Field of Vision, like Lewis, they're all about like let's like live life to the fullest, like let's travel, let's do all this kind of stuff, which I really like. It's a lot more upbeat than a lot of their albums, because a lot of their albums are very like there's like the thing about them is that a lot of their albums are different, like they're all very different.
Yeah, they do a lot of genre hopping, right?
Yeah, there's like they're mainly like garage psych, like garage rock kind of thing, but they've got like very psychedelic albums. They've got 2 of my favorite metal albums of all time, which are Infest the Rat's Nest and Petrodraconic Apocalypse. Both of them are fantastic, but they all have like a little like King Gizzard like twinge to them, and in their lyrics and in like stuff they do. Yeah, and like this one doesn't have any of the signature to my knowledge like signature like music experiments that they do. Like Nonagon Infinity, they made it so the last track feeds into the first track. Like Microtunnel Flying Banana, they only use like frequencies in between normal notes, so it sounded weird, sounded like a little Middle Eastern, because like Middle Eastern instruments often hit microtones, which is what that's called.
What are you doing over there?
Yeah. And I don't know everything.
It's like they made an album with only dog whistles, and the shit.
Dude,
was
honestly,
like...
if any band would do it, they would. They've got an album called what is it called? Changes, where they change like I don't know anything about music at all. So if I'm butchering this, that's probably what's happening. But it's called Changes, and they change something throughout each song that like should be constant in a song, like maybe not BPM, but maybe it's like the key or something. I don't know at all, but that one's pretty good. But yeah, this one I think the bit is that B741 means like a progression of notes or chords that they are very common
They're
in each one
fucking
of the songs.
nerds. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
They're
I mean, I guess
super
given
nerdy.
everything they have done, yeah, they would be pretty nerdy about their fucking music.
Yeah, they are also. This you can see some of this in like Antarctica, but most of their albums have like a very like environmentalist undertone. They're huge nerds. Like Infest the Rat's Nest is the whole plot of that album. Most albums have a plot. This one's less plot heavy than other albums. But like Infest the Rat's Nest is um like, oh, Earth's dead, all the rich people are going to Mars, and we are trying to like explore other planets in our solar system. But it's like a heavy metal like opera about like that search and like how everybody who's not rich is getting left behind and fucked on Earth, basically, that kind of stuff. So that's like that typical thing, but this is much more like upbeat.
Yeah, no, this was just like great.
Album.
Yeah. What'd you say, Mark?
It's like Elysium as an album.
Yeah, no, it literally is like Elysium. Like they have one song called "Mars for the Rich," and if you just replace the word Mars with Elysium, it's like the plot of the movie. It's exactly
it's
like
POV.
that.
You're Matt Damon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, but this was
concept behind changes was that half of the chords in each song were in D major, the other half were in F sharp major.
Okay.
Every couple of measures they switched between the keys. And like so typically like a song stays in one key, so you have 7 chords in that key. And the songs and changes alternate between 2 keys when a chord change occurs, so they get 14 different chords that they can choose from to make each song.
Huh.
Yeah, these motherfuckers are nerds.
Yeah, they're fucking big ass nerds. You wouldn't tell it from this album though, like not knowing any of that, background information. I mean, I've absorbed some amount of King Gizzard from hanging out with you and other folks that we know that are big King Gizzard fans.
Shout out
but
Zachy
like,
Y.
shout out Zachy Y. But like, yeah, this was like another really kind of upbeat one, that I was really fucking vibing with as far as just like. It's only 10 tracks too. I didn't even realize that until I'm looking at it right now.
It's pretty short. Like time wise, it's not short. It's like a 40-ish minute album, which is pretty standard. But yeah, they like long songs, especially like this one actually doesn't have that many long songs compared to some of the other albums. Like they've got this one album called Quarters where it's just 4 songs.
And
it's a 40-minute full length album. Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's so sick.
Yeah, but like
I don't want to keep going on too long.
No, yeah,
in general, but yeah, they've quickly, like as a band, they're quickly approaching Billy String's level of amazement in my head.
Yeah,
and like just wonder. I really like them.
Albums, 56 live albums.
Yeah,
4 compilation albums, 1 remix album, 3 EPs, 59 singles, 60 music videos.
Crazy.
Prolific. They're awesome.
I guess they keep fucking trying shit out and keeps working. They're very. It seems like they know what they want to do with every album, and they're very good at executing on that.
I completely agree, and they also like seem to have shit planned out in advance. Like there's this whole like canon called the Gizverse that is like takes place across different songs, and like there's a whole timeline of like the universe gets like created and then destroyed by this like thing, this robot named Han Taiyumi who's a cyborg, but his name is an anagram of humanity and shit like that. There's like hour-long documentaries on YouTube about like the lore of the Gizverse and like trying to piece it all together. It's really good.
Colin, it sounds like you really like the fucking called the getting him now. The band that you were talking about that has the animated characters, that's like a fake band in
Gorillas?
Gorillas, yeah. You get like the Gorillas type of like band experience. No, I don't know. You got it. You got it. I was completely lost.
I love concept shit. I really like it a lot.
It's pretty fun, yeah.
No, I love that shit.
But this is very like this.
I didn't think you'd forget the name of Gorillas.
I don't know why I did. I really don't know why I lost it so entirely in that moment when I needed it most. But yeah, I mean it's fun. It's fun to like just follow that shit as well. Like gets you a little bit more invested in following the stories and stuff.
I agree. I'm excited for the next shit because I'm hoping it continues the Gizverse. There's not really a lot of Gizverse content in this album.
No, I was gonna say this is kind of just like a solid rock vibe.
Album. Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also like there's like choral parts, like chorus shit in there that I like a lot too. I don't know. I dig it. Also, the thing I was thinking about before is it wasn't in one. They released 2 albums in 1 month in 2022. But in 2017 they released 5 albums that year. That's what I was thinking of.
Jesus fucking Christ, guys!
And like 3 of those albums are like up there in my top 5 albums they've released.
Oh my god!
They really don't want to hang out with their wives.
No, I don't know if I don't know if any of them have wives.
I think they
just they're not wife guys.
They're married. They're married to the music.
You know what they say about wife guys.
No, the lead singer is married to Philippa Gleason.
Wives.
Oh.
And he has 2 kids. What the fuck?
I said wives.
Oh, wives. Oh, I was like, wife wipes? What are you doing with your wives?
No. Oh, no. Yeah, but very solid out. It kind of reminds me that I'll just throw out an honorable mention of mine. It reminds me of there was I think it's Jack White album that came out this last year. Yeah, Jack White, who is like one of the 2 guys on Seven Nation Army or half of Seven Nation Army is Jack White, and they put out an album called just No Name this year, and that just very consistent like rock tunes,
nice,
and just very good guitar riffs like front to back, and like just another kind of great vibe album, that kind of that headspace.
I'll have to listen to that. It's just called No Name.
Yeah, it's just called No Name. It's just like a blue gradient cover kind of thing.
Nice.
But yeah, no, I fucking love. Wait, I get the title right here. I have it up on the side. B741, not B471. Play B741. Good.
I dig it a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I have been listening to it on repeat pretty much since it came out as well. Actually, that's not true. At first, I didn't love it, but then I grew to like it. Because I was stuck in the Petrodraconic Apocalypse mode of like I want more heavy metal shit.
That's not the word.
What?
What is that word? What does that mean?
Petrodraconic?
Yeah.
It means like oil dragon. So the plot of that album is
Jeez, okay.
Yeah, the plot of that album is global warming is destroying the earth. It's creating this huge storm that's like leveling cities and shit. Like one of the songs is from the perspective of an astronaut on the ISS watching Earth get destroyed, and he's like, fuck. And so a bunch of witches get together to try to do a ritual to stop the storm, but their pet cat, Beowulf, knocks a candle over and sets their pet Gila monster on fire, and it changes the target of the spell to the Gila monster. And then the Gila monster turns into this Godzilla-esque creature that then destroys the world in a Petrodraconic apocalypse. And the full name of the album is crazy also. It's Petrodraconic Apocalypse, or Dawn of Eternal Night, and Annihilation of Planet Earth, and the Beginning of Merciless Damnation. And it's just such a fucking good metal album. It's
holy shit. That does sound like a metal album name. I'll give him that. Yeah. Holy shit. And you know this
be the name of a metal band.
It would be, yeah. No, my favorite thing about this band in general is how many different things they can excel at across the board. They excel at like soft psychedelic shit, they excel at heavy metal, they excel at rock, they excel at just like trying new shit. It's just so interesting to me how like cool they are about that. I don't mean to gush about them too much.
No, you're good. And this album, this is cool. It's about flight and flying. It's pretty good, fucking good too.
No, but if this was for 2023, I would put Petrodraconic easily above this. If you guys haven't listened to that, and I would highly recommend doing that, but pulling up like a lyrics thing on the side, because it's a bit hard to understand the lyrics sometimes, but they're low-key my favorite part of that album. They're really cool. Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. Mark, what you there's your second best of the year. Mark, what you got for your number 2?
Before I say what I have for my number 2, Ricky, I can't believe that you love listening to like a Peggy album, but like a Lil Wayne verse is too annoying for you to listen to.
I listened to the Carters. All right, I listened through the Carters, and I didn't hate it.
Like,
I didn't hate it. All right,
is like actively Googling like what intrusive frequencies are to break brains, and you are like, oh, I don't like Lil Wayne's voice.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, so my second most favorite album of the year is Alligator Bites Never Heal by Doichi.
Yes,
that was so good.
This is
Wait, that was your second?
Yeah, that's what shocked me. Yeah, I thought it was.
What?
I thought it would be this, then the Kendrick album.
Oh, dude, I think I'm with Mark on GNX being number one material.
Anyway,
but
I want to let Mark speak. I want to let Mark speak.
This album is just like this is the first mixtape from Doichi under Top Dog, and I think that this album is just fantastic. Like I think going into it knowing it's a mixtape is a little bit makes it a little bit better because it's not like a consistent
so like what is like as like just background understanding, what is like the meaning of that as opposed to like a full album? Like it's just more kind of just scattered ideas, less cohesive kind of thing?
It would be like less cohesive, more like you could take this album apart and put it out as singles, and generally you could have singles, but it's not like a full blown album. But I'm excited to see what happens after this, because this is amazing. I mean, this is like not my first time like listening to her, obviously, but I know that it's a lot of people's first time listening to her, and so I think that she does a lot of she puts a lot of emotion into a lot of her music, which is going to be I think it's going to be kind of a little divisive on some of the things. Like, I think if you don't know the story behind some of the things that she does, like, and you hear like a song called like Boom Bap,
what
is happening here?
Well, it seems like she's been like, from my reading of it, I listened to like it at the end of last year, like as we were going up to the upstate New York, and then this past week just to re-up on it, and that one seemed like kind of just a tongue-in-cheek kind of, I don't know, maybe not deconstruction of boom bap rap, but like kind of poking fun at some of the elements of it. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong though.
I think it was just she was getting upset at like because like I mean up until now she's been by herself like putting out music and stuff like that, and so being like under Top Dog, like now having like management above her trying to,
that's like a production label, Top Dog,
what stylistically she does gets frustrated, and so like kind of going back to like, is this what you want, like basically like a fuck you for, is this what you want for boom bap?
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, I am excited to see where she goes from here. I've really enjoyed listening to this album. I forgot to say my favorite songs on the other album, but I really enjoy Hide and Seek. I enjoy Denial is a River.
I was just about to say Denial.
Is that the one with the breathing exercises?
Yeah.
Denial is a River.
Denial is a River. Yeah. No, that was a really fun one.
The video is really cool. It has a bunch of people in it. I enjoy seeing Zach Fox wherever I get a chance to see Zach.
Ooh,
cool.
yeah.
I really liked GTFO, Nissan Altima.
Yeah.
This is great. It's a great album.
Yeah. I felt like it was a lot more funky than I was expecting. I had not really heard Doichi before. Or like I haven't even heard of her. But like given your other picks, like I felt like this one stood out genre wise, and I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I have like ones that I wanted to put in, and I think that it would. I mean, before we do the final ones, it could be a good time to like kind of.
Yeah, if you want to do some shout outs for honorable mentions. Yeah. But I mean, before we do that, is there any more closing thoughts on Alligator Bites? I just loved it a lot. You know, there's a smattering of picks up and down it that I liked. I liked the majority of it. But couldn't pick out anything particular other than probably Denial's. I don't know. Denial is a River just sticks out from its the bits it's doing. It is very funny. But like the vibe throughout is pretty great. Even if like I didn't even know it was like labeled as a mixtape. Like it just I don't know.
Yeah, I also didn't know that.
Performance is pretty consistent throughout, and a lot of creativity and good ideas being put into them. So, I liked it a lot. So do people want to give quick shout outs? I guess if I'll start, I did mention No Name by Jack White. It was very good. I shared top picks with, or I don't think I would have put him at my top spots, but I think what both Tori and Mark, and actually no, and you, Colin, everybody's top picks were like fighting for my third or second place, kind of.
Nice.
And like I'm really looking forward to talking about them. So I'll save those for when y'all discuss them actually. But those are great as well. What other albums?
I'll give a runner up to F1 Trillion. That was just solid country from Post Malone.
F1 Trillion
Loved the Billy Strings feature. That song, Mexico's
so
hilarious.
Good. So good.
Just a great time.
Yeah. I really like songs that like tell a little story. Like I love songs that are like about like introspection or like where somebody is metaphorically, but lately I've been really into songs that like just have a little narrative to them, and like that's it, and they might like teach a lesson or have like a metaphor in them, but like they like Big Iron or like any of like Marty Robbins songs, like they're all like telling a story about something that's happening. I've been digging that a lot lately.
The storytelling in music is so much fun, and I just have had that on repeat because love Billy Strings, love Post Malone, great story being told there, just a grand time. Have
you listened to Good Kid, Mad City, Colin?
No. What is that?
Oh my god, yeah.
It's classic pinnacle Kendrick.
Best.
This is the first Kendrick I've listened to.
Really?
Albums I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah. Okay, I'll check that out.
It is my favorite of Kendrick Lamar's albums, hands down.
Nice. A couple more runner-ups. The Billie Eilish's album, Hit Me Hard and Soft. That was actually, I guess that's one I kind of snubbed. I do really like that album, but I only found it in like the past couple weeks.
You guys snubbed.
The Billie Eilish album is great.
Yeah, I'll pull out. There was a fucking Zed album. I don't know if y'all remember Zed from back in the early 2010s, like electronica scene.
You definitely do.
Was big in.
Think I know Zed.
Don't you wanna stay the night?
I don't know what. Or fucking The Middle with the Chainsmokers.
I thought that was Jimmy Eat World.
No. That's a different The Middle. That's a different The Middle.
Different The Middle.
I was about to be like, what?
Yeah, but they put out an album this past year, and I thought. Honestly, I went into it and I was just like, this probably is not going to be good. Like, I don't imagine this era of Zed is going to be like anything. I'm not even sure if like I was in a place where I was going to really enjoy kind of classical or more old school electronica kind of sounds. But this Telos album that they put out really caught me by surprise with how solid it was throughout. And there is one song in there that I think I put onto my top 10 finds of the year. I don't know if it was Sona or there was one called Automatic Yes with John Mayer, and that one's just like a fun interstitial with John Mayer, which is pretty
Never
nice.
seen more middle-aged white women than at a John Mayer concert. Let me tell
you haven't been to a Noah Khan show then.
Oh, no. It's not middle-aged.
Oh, okay. You're right.
Sorority girls.
Bitches, yeah.
You're right.
It was like everyone was like 40 or 50 except for me, and I was the only guy I could see.
Yeah, but there was one song on this album that had the most insane flute solo I've heard in ever, and I loved it so much, and like it really just sold me on like fucking loving this album.
I like flute.
There's also an album that came up in like my Spotify like just recommended albums thing that I had never heard of before called Schmackle Awakening. parentheses original game soundtrack, and this was when I was home with my parents and Tori was there, and we both were like, I just put it on because it has like a really fucking weird picture of like.
Is this one that looks like
it looks
Chad
like AI almost
Squidward?
or something, or yeah, Chad Squidward is good.
Yeah.
Another description for it. It's the only album that they have.
Ooh.
And I looked up,
Ooh.
I looked up, like, what is this game that this is tied to? There's no game. There's no game. It doesn't exist.
Be completely AI generated.
It might be, but, like, it sounds so good for AI generation. I don't know how they fucking got away with making shit this good out of something AI generated. But it just is a great vibe. I love it. I don't know how it came up in my feed, but I'm appreciative for it. I gotta give, Mark, you props. I think you talked about How Do You Sleep at Night from Tizo last year. And I didn't want to count it for this year because like the album came out in 23, but the extended version came out in 24. But I figured, you know, most of the songs were from 23. But I kept listening to that after our podcast last year, and it fucking still holds up. It's a great Tizo Touchdown album.
Every time I hear Tizo in the background of something, I'm excited.
Yeah, no, very good.
I have a bunch of albums that I think were snubbed.
All right, let's hear it.
And all of these I've listened to, by the way. So that like I'm not. So Charm by Clairo came out 2024. I loved that album. I loved all of these albums. I'm just gonna go through them quick.
You should I'm gonna be honest. I probably haven't heard most of these. You should drop these in music, and I'll try and give them a listen because I'm pretty bad about keeping up with new releases or whatever generally.
Only God Was Above Us by Vampire Weekend. I really enjoyed.
I actually saw them play that album during the Eclipse in Austin, and I really enjoyed that shit. It was really
very
fun.
good live. I think like live they are insane. They sound exactly like their music.
Yeah, I was not expecting to have that great a time. I was mainly going for the Eclipse, and I was like, God damn, okay,
goddamn,
they're
yeah. That was good.
I heard their
that this year?
I saw them in Montreal. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Chromacopia.
Yes, that was pretty close to making it. I probably should have given another might have gone up, but yeah.
Did I wait? Let me make sure that I don't say somebody's album. I guess We Don't Trust You by Future. That was the start of all of the.
Oh yeah, the Kendrick and Drake drama started there, didn't it?
I mean, God. Like
that was also this year. Damn.
Yes, that whole beef happened this year.
South 2 by Denzel Curry came out this year. An amazing album. One I thought that I found really cool, and I'm surprised that he went this way. Don Toliver came out with Hearthstone Psycho this year, which is like a really cool rock hip hop album that I really, really like. I think it has a bunch of really cool guitar in it, and it's been one of the albums that I went back to the most. We have Wylod by NX Worries. That's Anderson .Paak and them doing a breakup album. Love it. Came out at a perfect time this year. We got Big Ideas by Remy Wolf came out this year. And Pathogen by Willow. Underdressed at the Symphony by Faye Webster, and Sophie's posthumous album came out this year as well.
Yeah, I listened to that after you sent me their way, and it was very good.
Yep, those are kind of my runner ups that I would have put them on there, but I think that if I put in my music first, I think. All right. So like if I had known that people were going to have any overlap, I would have thrown any of these. I would have thrown almost any of these albums in. And I would have been very happy to talk about it.
Yeah, I think given more time, I might have put but it would have been your number one. And I didn't want to put I liked my number 2 and number 1 more than I liked what you put as your number 1. So I wasn't gonna take that from you and put it in my number 3 spot. But like otherwise, I didn't hear the other 2 albums before you sent them out, so I don't know. But yeah, there was a lot of good music last year. We can't talk about all of it, but there's great shit all around to listen to, and just always keep sharing music. Where whoever's watching, whatever you're hanging out with, music, pretty fucking great shit. Where you find it. But yeah, I guess with that out of the way, get to our. Oh, you got any more? All right, more shout outs. More shout outs.
I didn't do mine yet. I like Imaginal Disc a lot by.
Yes. You did mention that.
Magdalena Bay. It was fighting with Digital Nightmare, but I think Digital Nightmare won out for me. But Imaginal Disc, just great. Same shit they always put out, like just amazing, cool, like little electronica stuff.
Yeah.
If that's actually electronica, I don't know my genre name.
No, it's somewhere in that kind of area, but like it's fucking...
No, but it's very dreamlike. A lot of the shit.
Like dream pop, really dream electronica.
Like the Mask Guy.
Sorry.
Yeah, like the Mask Guy. You got it.
No, that was a genuine question.
Oh no. Dreamy, like dreamscape.
No, yeah, like it makes you feel like you're like. It doesn't make you feel like you're floating, but it's like it would accompany a music video of some guy floating.
Sure.
Or like
very light, kind of airy notes and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
See, I would say that I was being silly there, but one of us in this chat had Dream SMP as one of their Spotify raps.
Call out. No.
That wasn't even this year.
Didn't say who it was.
That wasn't even this year. All right, that's a year old at least.
That's at least 3.
At least 3 years? That's not. It hasn't been 3 years, has it?
I think it has.
I think it has. I know, right?
Just in time for.
Just in time.
Right, I need to go have children and get a life. Like this 3 years ago I was 22.
Something minor exploitation, something. Anyway, I have one last call out to do because I just want to say. Oh, you got one more. Go ahead.
It has to be done now. So
it has to be done.
On the Billy Strings live stream, just now he started playing the best song.
Oh, you're listening to Billy Strings right now. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah. Well, he's playing in Denver. And so that brings me to my second call out, which I'll talk about more during my first thing, which is the Billy Strings live album, which came out in July.
Funny you should say that.
Really good.
Because Nick wouldn't let me put, and this is what I was about to say, Noah Khan's live album for my album of the one of my albums of the year this year. If you want to know why Taylor Swift made it, blame Nick.
No, it's filled with music that came out a year or two before, okay?
So is my live album shout out, but it's live. Okay, well I don't know. Noah doesn't do this as much, but he still does it some. Billy like adds hella shit when he goes. So I'll talk about this more during my thing because I have comments on that.
Sure,
as it relates to my top pick. But
I would just like to say for the record, I got snubbed.
All right.
Is a Taylor's version allowed on this like, thing? I guess it's a good question to ask. Now.
That's a good question.
I don't know, man.
Would you allow a Taylor's version to be because she did
That's true.
She does she re-release the entire album.
She redoes the entire album and usually releases 5 to 10 new songs.
Yeah.
Like and also
I could just make a playlist of my favorite songs and release that as an album, and he said no too. So
I mean. No, I want to talk about albums of the year. I don't know. I want to talk about cohesive projects that we vibe with. But like, I do a similar thing where I make like just 10 songs from whoever that I found over the last year. It didn't even have to come out last year.
Mixtaping.
Yeah.
I can't wait for more female pop artists to come out with albums so that Taylor Swift can release more music. And
she gotta start assassinating them.
Oh my god. Holy shit.
Oh my god.
I gotta be real, just before we get to the top stuff, and I don't know, just because it might be fun to talk about a little bit, is that, like, I did listen to Brett, and I thought about maybe putting it in contention on my list, but, like, I don't know, like, fucking Fantano gave that shit a 10? I did not see that. I, like, liked it. He gave it a 10. Yeah, Brett was his album of the year.
Like, 20% more gay,
I don't know.
I don't know. Close.
I liked it. I'm a hyper pop enjoyer, so I got a lot out of it, but it just was not hitting as much for me. It was in the same space as the Jack White album, where it was like good vibes that I fucked with, but not to the degree that a lot of other people seem to. I don't know. But
I can imagine fucking with it like in the club, but like I hate the club, so
I've been liking the club lately.
Club enjoyer.
Dude,
Hell
I just
no.
watched a show that's from that in the club. We all fam. That's from
We
really
all
good
fam.
show.
What?
Really good show.
In the club, yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's called
All
Broad
right.
What
City.
the fuck are y'all talking
I don't
about?
know. I don't know what Colin's fucking on about.
I'm in the club.
I
Okay.
get it. I get
All
it.
right. Without
Keep it
further ado,
going.
let's
Yeah.
get to our top albums of the year, and I will kick it off with something that just I don't know, scratched some weird ass itches I got. It's called Beam of Light by Worthy Kids, maker of the animated series Big Top Burger on YouTube. Fantastic animator. Yeah, this is the Big Top
What?
Burger guy.
I
Yes.
didn't know that.
Yeah, he made the theme
That's
song for
sick.
that show alongside animating it and everything, and like coordinating, voice acting and stuff and writing it. But he does music, and he dropped this album this year called Beam of Light. 10 fucking tracks of just, I don't know I was thinking this morning of like what I would describe it as genre wise. And the thing that just kept coming back into my brain was gnome punk. And I don't think that's a real thing. But for some reason in my brain, I was thinking of like,
Discogs will let you put it in, probably.
probably. I could
Bandcamp
probably
will
just
let
put
you-
it on there.
Bandcamp
He
will
made
let you
the
do it.
animated Morpheus video for fucking Eric Andre. too?
Yes! Yeah, oh yeah, he did the Pepe Sylvia thing too.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yes, that's the same
Okay.
Worthy Kids.
I love it. I didn't know
and,
that was the
like,
same thing.
I don't
knew
know.
That was like a familiar name, but damn.
Yeah, I
pretty
had
good.
listened
That's
to like after I got into him through Big Top Burger, seeing that on YouTube and enjoying the animated stuff, but I also enjoyed the theme song, and then I saw that he had a Spotify, got into that. A lot of his stuff is like pretty harsh. Maybe garage like metal or rock or something could be a term ascribed to it, but it's very harsh and concussive.
It's very
kind
garage.
of noise, yeah, garage noisy kind of thing. And like it was a little bit too much for me at first, but I think honestly, after getting like getting into a space where I'm fucking with shit like JPEG Mafia and Danny Brown for like Scaring the Hose and just that kind of, I don't know if I've just gone through a shift over the years where that kind of noisy stuff is more in my lane. But like this year when this album came out, it just hit perfectly for me, and like just track after track after track of just different kind of new sounds that I just haven't heard anything quite like it before. Going back to what I was saying before, I think my number one pick from this album is Eye to Eye, which is just like an absolute like just like summer road trip jam kind of thing. A little less noisy than the other stuff, but still very just pleasant. I think it's just downright pleasant to me. But there's a lot of harsher stuff on there that I also fuck with and like bang my head to on the regular. And yeah, I like just coming down to like picking the top three. This is the one that I just keep coming back. It was pretty close between this and the JPEG Mafia album, but this one I think front to back nonstop just absolutely wins it over.
If I was reconstructing a list, it wouldn't be close to me. I really, really enjoyed this album. I was also like, it was a bit too much for me at first. And then I kept listening, and then by the time I got to Sink Your Teeth into Apple, I was like, oh, I really fucking like this, actually.
Yes.
Like I was just like thrown off at first, but now I'm like really into it. I've listened to it a few times now. I'm really into that album.
I think
Um,
he likes albums that feel like when you bite into like a really crisp green apple, but like you woke up 3 seconds ago.
That's a great. Yeah, that.
I love Granny Smith apples. So you know what? Yes, I do agree with that assessment.
As soon as you
entirely.
wake up in the morning, just
I
bite into an
cannot
apple
relate,
on
but
your
I get
bedtime.
you.
I've actually got a Billy Strings Granny Smith Apple connection. I'll talk about when I remind me about
What?
that.
What the fuck? All right, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if you guys have any other thoughts on it, but yeah, this is my by and large number one album. Love
I
Worthy
really
Kids.
like it. I was kind of disappointed at how short it was, though.
Yeah.
I wanted a few more tracks. It's
Only
only
crime
30
is that it could
minutes.
be
Yeah.
longer, but what they
Also,
deliver,
like most songs under 100K plays, kind of criminal. I think
kind of fucking criminal.
That's
TBH.
crazy.
Needs some more love.
Like even Twerp, Twerp's not big, but they've got like a few songs with like 10 mil plays and stuff in their new album, and like they're not by any means a mainstream popular band.
Yeah,
But like this
yeah.
is really good.
Yeah, they're an artist to look out for. Let's put it
Yeah.
that way.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I was surprised to see it up on the top of your list. I would have been like, if you had like given me a guess as to what would have been up at the top there, I would have thought like maybe like the Porter Robinson album that came out or something like that.
Crazy thing,
But
also didn't fuck with that one that much. I appreciate what it's contributing to the scene and stuff, but like it just didn't hit for me. I don't know. There were a lot of things that a lot of other people were really fucking with that I did not. It didn't hit the same for me. It was very
chemistry changed this year.
Yeah. I don't know. Something changed. But yeah, Worthy Kids, Beam of Light. Give it a listen. Give it some plays. Give it some love. All right, Tori, you're number 1. Let's hear it.
All right, this is by far fucking love the new Sabrina Carpenter album. Short and sweet, sweet, great, fantastic.
Yes.
Like just album of the summer. Just like that was such a fucking vibe. I don't really know what else to say about it. It's horny as hell. It's great.
It is.
So
it is degenerate. It's fucking degenerate horny.
I'm so happy for her. She's just like, I want a man to claim me by coming inside me and making me pregnant, like Juno. And she says it loud and proud, and that's hot.
This is book talk. The book talk has. This is the natural evolution of book talk.
Containment
being so
breach.
Popular for the last like year, 2, 3, 4.
Listen, for the same reason that like not to go back to it, but like the Grand Theft Auto line, like having the balls to say that shit just to put that on main. Sabrina Carpenter puts it all on main.
She puts it way more on main, and also she's not a billionaire. I don't know. I just feel like I could believe.
I think.
Yeah.
I get it.
I mean, she
I
was
don't
in
know.
Taylor Swift billionaire.
Taylor
I
Swift's
feel like
too
that's
popular for too long. I'm sick of her. I'll say it. That's my problem.
See, this is the same thing where I'm like, I
Wait,
don't
who is
understand why
Sabrina
people
Carpenter or
dislike the
Taylor
Chiefs.
Swift?
No,
so
Taylor.
much.
Swift.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, it scratches the same itch. I love the Sabrina Carpenter music. It's great.
But like, I just,
my
yeah,
goodness.
I think she's doing more fun, creative stuff with it. That again goes back to like, I don't think I've heard. I think there were the song that I put from hers on my like top 10 finds of the year was which. It was Good Graces. And I could have sworn that there was a song from like Ariana Grande that sounded so similar to it, but I can't find it. So I think I'm just placeboing having heard a song like Good Graces before. But I fucking love it. It's great,
fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's a great kind of poppy anthem thing. Like just, I don't know. I guess the closest thing I would compare it to would be Ariana Grande in that same vein of being hornier on main, but she takes it a step further, and
she just goes
Ariana
so
Grande,
crazy with it.
Yeah.
I think Ariana Grande would be a bad would be a bad kind of comparison there. I think maybe more like we're mixing it a little bit like more of the indie side, getting more mainstream into pop. I think maybe coming that way would be a more accurate to where this horniness is coming from, because it would have been an indie out. It would have been like an indie pop kind of thing.
Yeah. I did not blown up so heavily. Like I don't think I've heard anything from her before this. So she put out like a full album before this point.
Yes, she's got tons of albums, and all of
I
them are
haven't heard
actually
anything
pretty
other
great.
than this.
You should all seriously
I
go
just
back
knew
and
she was
listen
like
to
a
Sabrina
Disney
Carpenter's
kid, right?
discography. Yeah, she was a Disney kid. She was one of the princesses in Sophia the First.
I said
her
that
Disney contract
earlier.
is over.
Oh, did you? I'm sorry, Mark.
She was in Tall Girl.
Yeah, she was in Tall Girl.
What?
She was
One where
in
she-
Sophia the First. She
No
was in
shot.
Meets World. Yeah.
Did you see?
She
I
was
don't
a
know
Disney kid.
which one this is, but I've seen clips of her just playing like a racist high schooler, and that's her character. Have you seen that?
What? No.
Shit.
I'll
Is it like
I'll
a-
find it later, but
Is
it's
it like a
jarring.
PSA series or something? Oh boy,
I don't
that sounds like a
There
time.
are clips of her saying it's clearly like an acting role.
Sure,
But like,
yeah.
there's clips of her saying some insane shit. And I'm like, whoa.
Oh my
Iggy
god.
Azalea's herself and then just like leave.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's see. My picks from the album, Good Graces is up there. I liked Sharpest Tool a lot and Dumb and Poetic. Those are some Cope songs. Slim Pickens is great. That's some country fucking vibes. I love this pop goes country, and she kills it. She's got the crazy voice for it. She also just did some great covers during her tour that were fantastic. Just tons. She can fucking sing. Holy shit. She can sing. She can dance. Oh my god.
You can do it all.
She can do it all. She can do it all. Her fucking outfits. She knows what she's doing. She is a performer. She's an actress. She is a queen.
I feel like Patrick in the SpongeBob movie. Just like anytime I see Sabrina Carpenter, I'm like, she's pretty.
She is pretty.
She's pretty.
She is very pretty.
And it is a testament to like how good this album is that like Please 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 and Espresso are like the most played off of it, like the most played singles. Espresso is almost at fucking 2 billion, which is crazy. But like
she's a sinner.
That's but I don't even think those are really like the best ones off of it. I don't know. Like fucking Bedchem also great pick.
Yeah, Bedchem fucking great. Oh man, you should see the outro for that. Oh god.
Oh Jesus
Oh
Christ.
man, I got stuff to show you after.
I mean, she's doing like splits and shit for she's doing splits and shit on stage for Juno.
Good God.
I'll show you all. I can keep you hostage.
I don't
Hell yeah.
Yeah, are we gonna show it? I don't think we can show it on stream, unfortunately. But yeah, all right.
What do you think I'm talking about?
Oh, okay. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know.
The tone of voice you used was concerning to me personally. For
I'm just
Mookie's Twitch legality.
Yeah.
I
Man.
can't believe that an album this horny came out when also the year that we got rid of abortion.
We got rid of abortion 2 years ago, Mark.
Oh shit! Was it 2 years? I'm sorry. I have a vasectomy.
It's been a minute.
I'm such a feminist that I have a vasectomy, so I can't.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's been a minute, but yeah, I don't know.
Sense of time right now.
We
It's
are
showing
definitely like in the grander scheme of things
I
at
don't
a
know what's
cultural kind of fucking maelstrom of like what the fuck is happening, you know?
Yeah.
It feels like on
I'm
one
saying
end we've
maelstrom.
got like people being in a space that is like more What did you say?
He goes, it's a female strum.
Oh god. I hate this. All right, cut the stream. We're done. We're fucking done.
We're going through it. Society, we live in a society, etc. All right, bye, Tori.
Man's delivering your mail.
I'm
Female
sorry.
man is delivering your mail.
Whoa.
As soon as we start talking about women, everyone wants to stop talking.
Oh my god.
Oh,
But
yeah.
yeah.
Sit
Sabrina
your white ass
Carpenter.
down and
Oh.
listen.
Ducky
Sabrina Carpenter's talking.
She is, and she has a lot to say. She has a lot to say about how fucking horny she is. And you know what? We're here for it. It's a great fucking time.
It's great. That's just my bottom line.
I did really enjoy it. I think I would swap your first two though. In my personal rankings. Yeah, I was shocked by that because I never listened to Beyonce and I didn't really know. I wasn't familiar with her game, to be quite
Yeah.
honest.
What?
This is. You need to listen to some Beyonce.
That's
I'm
insane.
shocked.
I don't know if you didn't need to say
You've
that
never
like
listened
while
to
we were
Lemonade
live.
before, Colin?
You did not need to admit that.
Oh,
Lemonade
you've never
Mouth.
heard that? You've never heard the album Lemonade by Beyonce?
I've listened to the Lemonade Mouth album from the
That's
Disney
not-
movie.
I'm
That's not-
hurting.
That's as close as I can get here. Dude, you're telling me you didn't listen to that
Don't
album?
invite me back next year, Berkey. I can't do this.
You don't know I am Sasha Fierce.
That does not
That sounds
ring any
like
bell in my head.
The
at
best
all.
drag queen I've ever heard of in my life.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah.
'cause-
My
oh,
God.
and they've got to be Russian because in Russia, Sasha's a male name. That'd be pretty sick.
Oh God.
Yeah, Colin.
Oh.
All right. Do we want to talk about your album of the year?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh
Ooh,
yeah.
the
Okay, strap
album
in,
of the year.
fellas. My album of the year is "Highway Prayers" by Billy Strings.
Woohoo!
Billy motherfucking
Billy
Strings.
So.
BMFS. Yeah, just honestly, I think if it wasn't for the nostalgia factor from Home, I think this is his best album yet. It's the most cohesive, and I think it does a really. I think he got a really nice he found out how to do something that I think he struggled with before, which is like him and his band are mainly a live band. Like that's where they shine, really, like their live shows. That's why I'm listening to Denver show instead of listening to him on Spotify. Like I pay for a subscription to listen to his like soundboard recordings because I love that shit so much.
Yeah.
But in the past, like he's always struggled to like have. Like all of his songs have always been like very good for jams, but he struggled to like capture that live energy.
Yeah,
in his albums.
like compressing
very
what he
heavily.
does down into like album length kind of sessions.
It's
seems
not easy.
Yeah, it's
And
definitely
if
not
it does,
easy.
like it would have to go like the quarters, like King Gizzard album thing, where he releases an album with 4 songs on it.
Yeah, it's very. I'm not super familiar with him, but knowing the kind of stuff that our boy Zachy Y listens to as well, like Grateful Dead does a similar thing where a lot of their stuff is more jam focused, which is a great time to listen to live, but a little bit harder to kind of put on just casually as like on the album cuts because
Like,
you're not getting the whole experience.
Yeah, exactly. Before this album came out, I hadn't listened to a studio Billy String song for like a few years. I was only listening to the live shit because it's just that much better and that much more like what I like about it. That being said, that's kind of why this is where the connection with the live album comes in. Is the live album he released does capture that in a cool way. It's like a set length, effectively.
Ooh, okay.
And it's picks of his best like performances in a few songs and a few not original songs, but like original like arrangements of that. Arrangement's the wrong word, but like original like this song into this one in one track on Spotify.
Gotcha.
Multiple songs.
Yeah.
So he's got a few of those. But like each one's from a different show, which I thought was really cool. 'Cause most live albums are like
just one set,
one show, one set of one show, and then they just release it. Yeah. With the exception of like Goose. Goose has a few live albums that are like 6 hours long, and they're like two back-to-back shows, nights put together, which is crazy. But yeah, in contrast to all of that, I think he masters having songs that are okay for jams, but like don't need a jam to be good.
Yeah, they're cohesive pieces in the studio version.
Yeah, in the Highway Prayers. I don't think there's a song in on that album that I would rate under like an 8. Every single song just hits so hard. There's a cohesive like feel to the album. Like maybe not lyrically, like I don't know, like what's that song? Don't Be Calling Me at 4 a.m. Like lyrically and thematically, it's super different than say My Alice, but it all feels like the same vibe, even with that. And I also like that he uses a lot of sound effects. That's gonna sound super stupid, but he's used like on More Bud for Me. Like it's an acapella, except the instrument. It's not an acapella. It's just the instruments are like bong riffs and lighter clicks. And I really like that. And he has something similar on Leadfoot. There's a lot of like car noises that make up the song.
Yeah.
And then he ends it with the best fucking acapella song I've heard in a long time, Richard Petty, which lyrically is just really good. And just I normally listen to Billy Strings for his like talent instrumentally, but he and his whole band have a great voice in that one. My standout tracks, the main one I really love, just because it's so different from everything else he puts out, is Stratosphere Blues and / I Believe in You. I really enjoyed that song.
Is that is that like the super psychedelic one?
Yes.
That, like,
like,
that one. I was on the re-listen. I was just like, oh damn, yeah, this does fuck really hard, like in its own way.
It's so good, and like the lyrics are cool. Like they actually are very similar to a lot of shit in Wind and Truth, which I really enjoy.
Let's go.
If you finish Wind and Truth and then re-listen to that song, Tori, and you'll be like,
I will.
huh.
I'm gonna have a grand time.
Tori, when are you gonna do Books of the Year? You gotta run that
I would do
podcast.
that.
I don't know.
It would
When
just be
are
Wind and
you?
Truth for me.
Yeah, really. I'm like, when are you gonna finish a book?
You could bring other people on that aren't me. I'm not a good candidate
No,
for
this is
Books of
your
the
thing.
Year.
I'm not a podcaster. I am a
Baby
sub
of
here.
the
I'm
year.
just a substitute.
I'm a
not
cheese
even
guy.
supposed to
I'm
be
not a
here.
cottage guy.
When are we gonna do Baby of the Year?
Baby.
huh? Yeah, you called out. It could have won without the oral. All right.
That's my baby of the year.
She could have won without the Fortnite.
Oh my
god. You called out My Alice. Is that I would say that
Yes,
one was my pick because like
and that
favorite off of
ties
that
into the song like stories that songs that tell a story thing that I was talking about earlier.
Yeah,
I really like that. Same with that, and 7 Weeks in County is also really good. It's like a western like Marty Robbins type song, which I really dug.
Yeah.
And he's even got a few instrumentals. Escanaba, Malfunction Junction, Stretch. All of that, like
Junction.
Yeah, really sick.
Yeah. Catch and Release was a nice, fun, short one.
I was just about to say that, yeah. A lot of these he's been playing live for a few years now. And so I've seen a lot of them before.
Ooh,
yeah, like
okay.
Catch and Release, he's played live. Richard Petty has been staple. He's played that a ton of shows. There's a few other. He's played My Alice live a lot. But yeah, I really enjoyed My Alice. I think that was one of another really cool. Oh, you got a little horchata.
Yeah, we were seeing you go through all the menus here.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah. My Granny
I
Smith
got a
Apple
drink, too.
connection is I went to the 3-night Billy String show in Cary, North Carolina with Steve Green and Steve Green's girlfriend Sam.
You're just gonna dox them live right now.
I forgot we were live.
Oh my god! All right, whatever.
Yeah,
it's fine. Nobody watches these.
Hard. But there was actually maybe I shouldn't tell this story. I'll tell it when we never mind.
Okay, all right. It was a great time. You had a great time with a friend of yours.
Great time, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Yeah, but I don't know. I really like pretty much every
Yeah,
song on this album. I think my standout favorites are Escanaba, In the Clear. I really like In the Clear. The lyrics in the Clear are really good. Escanaba doesn't have any lyrics, but I like it anyway. Stratosphere Blues. Cabin Song was really good, and that was actually in the new Hunger Games movie, which I
Whoa, really?
Before this album came out, he released it as a single in that movie. Yeah. More Bud for Me. I love that shit. It's fun. And Beginning of the End, I really like because it's the second to last song of the album. And it's like, hey, I gotta get out of here. And I thought that was a really big, it wasn't like it wasn't perfectly. I'll say one thing and let you go. Sorry. It wasn't like perfectly timely for me, but like it was a little timely because like I had just moved to Texas and like finally moved away from like pretty much every friend I'd made in college, and it was very cool to like have that sort of like feeling in that song.
Flows
it was interesting to me.
Yeah, transition period. Yeah, like the weird thing about that song is like I don't know why like it comes to mind, but when bars are closing down, they fucking put on closing time to get people out of the bar. This feels like an addition to like that, like the beginning of the end. Like you can put that as like a thing to be like, all right, folks, good time, get the fuck out, please. It's just a great like closer, or. Is it the last song on this? No, it's almost there. But Richard Petty's the last one. Yeah, but I mean, it is the beginning of the end.
It's crazy how good Richard Petty is as an acapella for a bluegrass band. Like that's so weird, but it's just great. I really like there's nothing but the lyrics, but the lyrics are like very simple and they're just about like, hey, like I gotta change my ways at some point. It's gonna be tough, but I gotta do it. Like it's very simple. Obvious message that like everybody can relate to, and I really dig it. Like it's nothing groundbreaking, but it's really well executed. I really like it. Yeah, and there's the whole album in general. I think I could describe like that. Like I think
it's your number one.
It's a huge thing in bluegrass right now. It's my number one. I love this shit. Yeah, and one last thing I'll say is that every single song on this album, pretty much, with the exceptions of like Richard Petty, More Bud for Me, and Catch and Release, are perfect like jam vehicles. Every single I've listened to a ton of the live shows since he's released this album, and every single one has like a point to enter a jam or like a good riff that you can, like leitmotif, I think is the word, that you can repeat throughout the jam that sounds really good. And they're just all like He's found his perfect balance and in a way to release studio albums as a primarily live artist, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, yeah, and
I really dig it because that's like the only thing that I noticed in the past, that it was like, like it kind of.
It's hard to recommend, like, unless you're giving somebody, taking somebody to a live show. It's hard to recommend them sometimes.
Exactly. Yeah. Like when
not, you're
Zach was
not getting
showing
the
them to
whole
me,
thing.
The only song I liked was "Away from the Maya" when I first started listening. That was the only song I liked.
Away
and then
from
he
the
took
Maya.
me to one live show, and I was like, "Oh, I'm fucking in! Like, I get it now."
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, you still
yeah.
if you like this album, you still should go and try and see him live, because everything else is like
that these are like two completely disparate things. I'm saying that they work together, and he's figured out like in which box to place everything for it to shine the most, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love it. It was a great song, and it's complemented this year with the live album, so it's awesome. Yeah,
good shit. Fucking
and I will be going to my 16th, 17th, and 18th shows in April. I'm very excited for that.
All in April?
Well, yeah, they're back to back 3 days.
Yeah, 3 nights.
Oh,
yeah,
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh,
and the middle one is on my birthday, so I'm gonna finally get a Billy Strings poster with my fucking birthday on it. I'm very.
Oh,
that's
that's great! Hell yeah!
That was the thing that convinced me, because it's right after I get back from Japan. I won't. I'll tell you guys. This is like a offline conversation.
Yeah. I hoped we could get to
that's my top album.
Yeah, I hope we could get to see some Billy Strings live this year, because been missing it.
The second,
it's been a while.
He plays in Seattle. I hope it's in the summer. I'm buying plane and concert tickets.
Yes.
Let's fucking go. All right. With that out of the way, we got one more album of the year. Mark, would you do the honors?
Yeah. So my album of the year was GNX by Kendrick Lamar.
Gosh.
This album was absolutely spectacular. I mean, it came in after all of the Drake stuff happening this year, which is my favorite thing to ever happen to Drake. Second
a downfall.
Like, his child.
The Adonis thing. Yeah, that was fucking insane.
This album is just like really, really good West Coast music. It's great. There's a lot of bangers. There's a lot of there's like some introspective songs on there, but like overall, this is just like such a tightly made album. Like, I don't think that there's any songs that I would leave off of here.
Yeah. And they're not even, this is even like his most cohesive work. Like, there's a lot of, storytelling that he's done in his past albums through, Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Like, this is kind of just mostly bops. Like, there is still storytelling going on. My pick, like, from this album was Reincarnated, which is absolutely a great, story told just in one song. But like a lot of this is just kind of great club bangers, and it's all so good. Oh my god.
Yeah. I like that they made a song for me, Squabbles.
Squabble up.
Yep.
Squabble up, baby. That was my favorite part.
I really like every single song on here. Luther is a song that I do genuinely enjoy any time that Kendrick Lamar and SZA are able to.
They're fucking it's peanut butter and jelly. Like, oh my god.
The song I was talking about earlier that was the weird one is GNX on like the pocket on that song is so weird for him to rhyme in. Huh?
What's
like
a pocket?
The places where you can rap at, because the beat of the song is so like weird.
Yeah, it's not like a standard flow. It's kind of going at an odd pace for rapping over.
And like the first time I heard it, I was like, I was confused. But I felt like the first time I heard it, I was like, I just was listening to the beat. I don't think I heard anything else. I was like, this is weird as hell. But then the more I heard about it, the more I liked it.
That's the one that goes with the like, I'm running this town and I'm loving it. Like, that's the refrain on it. Okay, yeah. Yeah, tell them Kendrick did it. Yeah. And they were going, and then they had the pockets for each of the features, and each of them were doing.
Yeah, they all the features did really, really well. A lot of like lesser known artists on here. Well, lesser known in terms of like popular music, like Dodie as Chige. I don't know how to say their name.
I'm not sure.
Lefty Gunplay is on here, Roddy Ricch is on here, but a bunch of people that like haven't gotten a lot of widespread music, and I'm excited to see what's happening for the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Is he playing the Super Bowl?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Do we think that I don't think they can play? Do you think he'd play Not Like Us at the Super Bowl?
Why can't he?
I don't know.
I think he's gonna pull a Rage Against the Machine and do it even if he's told not to.
I think so.
Well, he's gonna do a fuck you. I don't do what you tell me.
Yeah,
I think we'll hear
yeah.
at least
so
a little
funny.
bit of
that
it.
video's so
Yeah.
funny.
God, I mean, but like, if you're gonna do a little bit of Not Like Us, like you have to do Certified Lover Boy, Certified Pedophile, right? Like you can't not do that line.
I mean, even if
Dude,
like, even if he doesn't, there's a
boy and then raises his mic.
Oh yeah, just holds it. Yeah. Oh, that's the perfect out. You're so right. You fucking right this shit.
I was gonna say, like, if even if he doesn't say it, they will say it for him.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, and then that
can't get
it
everybody
will be
in the
said.
stadium.
Yeah, people will be saying it, and goddamn.
He is a pedophile.
I really like looking at the plays on Spotify. This is probably a very basic answer, but my favorite was TV Off. I really like
TV Off. Fucking, oh my God, the fucking Super Saiyan Ascension mustard call out. Oh, what the fuck, man?
That fucking got me when I heard that.
Mustard!
What?
It's so funny.
was
I don't
wild, it was
understand
great.
it. I like Mustard too, but I don't get the bit.
Well, the DJ Mustard is the producer on the tracks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
That's why he says mustard on the beat ho in some of his tracks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait,
There
that
you
makes
go.
sense.
That's DJ Mustard's
Their
what's it called?
signature
Producer credit.
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
Is mustard on that beat.
Nice. I like
Yeah.
that. That's cool.
It's fucking, oh my God. Yeah, that one goes so fucking hard. Man in the
Got it.
Garden is like a interesting kind of like I think this whole album is a victory lap for him, but like, you know, Man in the Garden, like I deserve it all, you know? He's
Yeah.
been doing this shit, like having this beef with Drake and like flexing on like his achievements over the years, and like having that, especially as a contrast to Reincarnated, where he's talking with God, also going through a journey saying that he is the reincarnation of I think it's Jimi Hendrix and Whitney Houston, I think, are the two people that he's talking about in the first two verses of the song. I could be wrong on that. I didn't look it up.
I think so.
But yeah. But he's telling their stories, and he's saying, and like, this is my first reincarnation. Second reincarnation is Whitney fucking Houston. Now I'm Kendrick Lamar. Like, you know, that's putting that in there, and then having that conversation with God about like, you know, being loving war and like trying to bring peace to LA, but loving war, and then like having that back and forth with them. And the last line of it, it was the
Reincarnated.
Yeah, well, reincarnated, but like wrote the devil's name so we could take our power back or something along those lines. I don't know. It just like after that whole build up, and also the backing beat to that is so.
I like how it builds. It
builds up.
It keeps going and going. I
Yeah,
really
and
dig that,
and it reminded me of not to just keep bringing things back to Daft Punk, but in Random Access Memories, they do, I think it's Giorgio by Mordor, which is like just talking with like an old school producer that brought in the synthesizer like into the disco scene and started like kind of making that more mainstream. But the whole album is kind of bringing these older sounds from disco and that kind of era of things, and it has not disco in Reincarnated, but is more laid back and kind of just like casual backing track to that conversation that he's having and the story that he's telling.
You guys do know that that like track, the beat for Reincarnated is a like a Tupac song.
What?
that
Oh no, I did
is
not know that.
Gifted. Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's called Made Niggas. Like it is like very clearly a
And
Tupac. It's like it is very Tupac inspired.
yeah, and that ties back into the whole beef, right? Because fucking didn't Drake take like an AI rip of Tupac to like try and back him up in one of his beef songs or whatever?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
That's fucking
Yeah.
crazy. I did not know
So
that.
to
That reminds me of
use
hologram Tupac, but like way worse.
yeah, to use, then that makes that even like more layers of like using a gifted for one of his tracks from Tupac. That's fucking amazing.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat. You'll hear it, and it's very close.
Sure.
It's like very
That's
slightly
neat.
different.
I like that.
Yeah, and I remember I was watching Radar Fall FD Signifier was talking about this when it came out, and he's talking about how like it gotta just it's not even like he's not even like at I don't know, not to discredit anything from this because it's still amazing, but like he's reusing stuff from other tracks. Like he's reusing and he modified the beat for Not Like Us on at least half of TV Off, I think. And then he used another beat from Mr. Morale on I'm not sure which one. But he's just kind of repurposing some of his other stuff for this album, and he's still making such amazing shit with it. It's just such a good time, and it's gonna be a good fucking Super Bowl halftime show, no matter what. Even if he doesn't do Not Like Us, I think he's gotta. But like even without it, he's made a full album of other shit to just fucking true. Have a great time at the Super Bowl.
Maybe I'll watch the Super Bowl. No.
Yeah, check it out. Play into good old concussion generator game. We love to see it, but hopefully the Chiefs' reign will end.
Started this year from a song that Drake and J. Cole put out that talked about the Super Bowl. Now Kendrick Lamar's doing the Super Bowl.
And to tie Lil Wayne back into it, the fucking line about Lil Wayne being disappointed coming from like his Twitter post about what was he was just catching, or no, he got turned like it's happening where Lil Wayne is kind of based, right? This year, the Louisiana. Super Bowl. Yeah, Louisiana. And so Lil Wayne is just made like a kind of
saying, yeah, he's kind of based.
No, where he's based out of. But
wait, isn't he where the word based is from?
We're not. I said based. What?
No.
I might be wrong. I don't know.
I don't know where based got. I don't think it's Lil Wayne though. But yeah, like there was an offhand, like a kind of like a side shade thing about Lil Wayne being sad that he didn't get picked for the Super Bowl, and so then Kendrick put a line in. Was it Whacked Out or was it Squabble? It was one of the early ones. It was Whacked Out Murals, yeah, where it's like making Lil Wayne sad. Like that was one of his idols, and that he's like doing so fucking well that he's made one of his idols upset that he's got kind of snubbed by the newer guy for the Super Bowl performance. And it's just like, well, sorry, Kendrick's kind of just cooking too hard not to like give him this spotlight. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it's Jay-Z's. Jay-Z runs that. Who does the Super Bowl now? Ever since they wanted to apologize for Colin Kaepernick getting kicked out.
That's some weird ass like backstory stuff for how that. So he just organizes all of the who gets on for the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah.
Wait, who does?
Jay-Z.
He runs all of.
I don't know.
That's why like we've gotten like Rihanna and all of them recently.
I think the Snoop one was the best one I've seen in a while.
That
I don't know.
But yeah, that had on.
We got the Beyonce one, and the Beyonce and Bruno Mars were insane. They did an insanely good job. Rihanna did a great job. They've been really good ever since he's.
Want more Bruno Mars music. I want more Silk Sonic.
When's that coming Sexy out? Red song.
Does that have Bruno Mars on it?
Yes.
Yeah. Fuck. All right. Well, now I need to listen to it. Thank you for telling me. I didn't know. No, I did not hear that.
Bruno Mars with Rosé.
Sexy Red.
Oh, I don't. Huh? Oh no. I haven't heard either. I haven't heard the new Sexy Red album or the new single that you mentioned, Tori. Rose.
Rose is the she's a K-pop artist.
Yes,
Oh.
that is the one with Rose in it. Yeah.
Oh, the both. Okay.
They're like background dancers. Her and Lady Gaga are background dancers in the video.
Heck, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's a whole weird situation.
All right, but yeah, we've been cooking for just about 2 hours here. So if y'all have any closing thoughts, welcome to share them. But I think this has been another great year of music.
Come to a Billy Shrink show with me sometime. That's my.
This is an open invite. Anybody who's watching, just contact Colin Todd by any means necessary, and go to a Billy Shrink show.
I'm talking to you guys. It depends. Some people watching. Well, actually, I don't know who's watching right now.
Like now we're not doxing Colin.
Colin said, "Fuck Lul, I don't want to go to a Billy String concert with you." That's crazy.
Okay. I didn't see the viewer count. Now, you guys could all come.
Anyone watching the VOD as well can also.
Yeah, anyone watching the VOD years from now, when Colin is in his 50s, you can come hang out. It'll be a great time. Yeah,
I hope to keep seeing him when I'm in my 50s, dude. I have to be one of those guys who like flies to the sphere. Is flying to the sphere right now to see the Grateful Dead, and they're like,
"Oh
my
God."
Yeah, you're gonna be like the fish deadhead people.
I am that for Billy. I like it already has happened.
What do you call yourself? Do you call yourself a stringer? What is the term?
I've heard somebody say Billy Goat, but I really don't like that.
Hey, that's kind of sick.
I could kind of go. I think it depend on the day. I could go either way.
I've only heard one person say it. So I don't know if it's true.
Hasn't caught on yet necessarily.
Let me see what people say online.
Yeah,
I'd call you guys stringers.
Yeah, but I was thinking of stringers. I was like, maybe this one doesn't sound so good. I genuinely like great picks from all of y'all. Like again, the top, like Tori's top, short and sweet. Fucking Billy motherfucking Strings and Kendrick with GNX and Highway.
Yeah, I found some great new music for this endeavor. So thank you guys. This is fun.
Yeah. I'm gonna be putting on. I think I need to go back into the King Gizzard discography and also the Doichi discography. Like,
I really think
we're gonna have to pull you out of the King Gizzard discography.
Yeah, you're gonna get lost.
You're gonna fall in. You're gonna listen to Nonagon Infinity, my favorite album by them. They just fucking go. It's like 1,000 BPM, just like go for like an hour, and it loops back in on itself.
King Gizzard.
Yeah, that sounds like
right after this. I'm high as shit. I'm about to go put my records on.
Like in Willy Wonka when she's like looking over the edge with the squirrel, and then she just like one of the squirrels
into the pit. Oh no!
That's what you're gonna do.
That's the Billy Strings. That's the Billy Strings like trap.
King Gizzard and the
not that
experience.
Oh, sorry, King Gizzard.
It's so good. It's so good. You listen to Nonagon Infinity, and then for more psychedelic stuff, you're gonna listen to Ice Death Mushrooms. It's just you just refer to it as Ice Death usually, but it's like 5 words that are like kind of disconnected from each other. And then Petrodraconic, and that'll give you a good like swath of the type of shit that they do. And then you can like start exploring. So I mean, do go in whatever order you want. This is just my recommendation, obviously. But also Polygon Wanaland, really fucking cool album. The whole bit of that is it's all polyrhythm. Every song.
Ooh, polyrhythms.
It's so cool. Yeah, it sounds weird as hell, but it's cool.
Oh jeez. Yeah. All right. Well, good fucking shit.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. So,
Please, I'll do my shout out of just go listen to fucking Worthy Kids. They need way more listens than they have now for the shit they're making.
I was shocked when I saw the listen numbers on that.
Yeah. Oh my god. So good. So fucking good. Good picks this year, y'all. Good year of music, and if we're lucky,
have one more shout out.
one more. All right, last shout out of the night.
Is it's kind of like Good Kid. Is that the Good Kid?
Good Kid is the artist.
Yeah, Good Kid.
Yeah.
Noha put out an album called Aloha Noha.
Is this the openers that you heard at that one live show that you're talking about?
I went to go see Flamingos in the Tree, and they were an opener, and I've seen them twice since then. They are just really, really good, like fun, fast, like I don't know the genre, but it's like Good Kid. It's like Good Kid, and every single song they have is pretty good, and they're also just really cool guys, and they deserve a lot of shit. They deserve a lot of support.
Yeah, you talked to their mom at the show,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. We made friends with her mom, and every time she comes, she like dance. She like throws down. She's like this tiny old woman, and she just like she's awesome. She's so cool.
That's sick.
That's fucking
Yeah.
awesome. All right, well, yeah, thank you all so much for joining me. I'll see y'all hopefully next year if we have some more shit to talk about,
mean,
more
What, you
great
think we're gonna
albums.
Die?
I don't know, man. Maybe
Yeah.
there's just no good music next year. All right, we don't know what the fuck's gonna happen in 2025. At
King
this
Gizzle
rate,
will release something.
all right, then we're all set. But yeah, until then, thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe out there, and
Did you love it?
peace
Did
out.
you hate it? What would you rate it?
Bye bye.
Yeah,